Joshua chapter 9 and verse number 14. And the men took of their victuals and asked not counsel at the mouth of the Lord. And Joshua made peace with them and made a league with them to let them live. And the princes of the congregation swear unto them. And so not only do we see Joshua as not seeing this decision as important, but we also see something here in the story is that Joshua made the decision in a hurry. One thing that we should do is never make a decision in a hurry, because we're going to mess up. That's what happened there with Joshua. Instead of trying to figure out who these men were, I mean, he did ask them. He said, "Who are you?" And they said, "We are your servants." But he never really looked into it to figure out if these are who they say they are. They were pretending to be men from a far country. But Joshua never took the time to ask God to show them, are these the men that they say they are? He didn't wait on God. We get in a hurry sometimes with our decisions, and that's where we messed up. The Bible says, "He that hasteth with his feet sinneth." And so sometimes we get in a hurry, and we're going to end up messing up. So you got to wait on God. So I was telling the church to pray for wisdom, pray for direction about this parking lot, because we don't want to get ahead of God. You don't want to get ahead of God. You want God to be with you as you're doing and making these decisions. And so we want God to bless. We want God to help us get our parking lot done at the church, but we don't want to get ahead of God and mess up and then be in a mess. I don't want that. I want God to be in this thing, just like our baptism, how we were praying about it and seeking the Lord about it, and how He took care of everything and worked everything out, and He did amazing things. And anytime we get God involved, it's going to be amazing. And so, but when you're making a decision, pray about it. Don't make a decision overnight. You ever heard somebody say you ought to sleep over that decision? It's so true. You ought to pray, go to bed, get your good night's sleep, get up, pray some more, and then say, "God, give me peace." And pray this: God, open doors, and God, close doors. And that way you're not going to walk through the wrong door. But when you try to do it yourself, you're in a hurry. Oh my, I told you yesterday about that Ford Ranger. Every time I see that Ford Ranger, I think, oh my goodness, what in the world did I get myself into? Burning that transmission out. Should have never bought that thing. Transmission just messed up next day. But there was something that took place. Not only did I not see that decision as important, my wife told me not to get it, but not only that, but I hasted. The bank said, "We're not going to give you a loan for a truck today. You're going to have to come in tomorrow." And I was hasting, and I was going to get my dad to come look at it, but I know something with his work schedule, my work schedule wasn't the same. And I said, "I don't want to wait." I said, "I want a truck now." What I should have did was said, "Lord, help me." I felt like God was blocking the door by the bank not approving it. And I got mad at the guy at the bank when I shouldn't have. I should have just said, "Lord, this is you blocking this thing." But I didn't see it that way. And instead of getting my dad to come with me look at it, I messed up. And so we all mess up. But the problem was I made a decision in a hurry. Never make a decision in a hurry, because you're going to mess up. Anything that's rushed. I know a man that made the wrong decision, whether he thinks so or not. Used to come to our church, and he made this decision in a rush. And I knew he made the wrong decision, but I didn't say anything to him. He no longer goes here, and it's nobody really that was really plugged into church. But anyways, they were reached through soul winning, but made a decision in a hurry and messed up. And so don't do that. Don't be like Joshua. Take some time. God, help me. Lead me, direct me. It may be weeks. As we talked about God's timing, maybe weeks, maybe months, maybe a couple years. Don't get in a hurry. Don't get ahead of God.